Hey, what's up? It's Raina the Halifax Mermaid here, coming to you live from my living room. I've been wanting to do one of these videos catching up on everything that's mermaid stuff, but they have been still doing construction on my building. It's been going on all year, but the past 2 months they've been doing roof work. So you are going to hear probably some hammering on the roof because I am on the top floor and they're doing that. Plus we've had major snowstorms, so I think it's delayed them a little bit. It has been nuts here, totally crazy with the snow. I just watched a big giant ice cube just fell off of the roof. One of those great big long, you know, like icicles, big sharp ones. Yeah, so I'm hanging out and it's really sunny today, which is nice, but it's freezing cold, and as you can see it's reflecting on my Lady Gaga mermaid top, so I'm not really sure. There we go. It's good times. Yeah, so I just want to catch you up on everything that's going on in the Halifax mermaid land and different things we've been up to. The idea with this vlog series is to give you an idea of what it's like when you're working full-time as a professional mermaid and what goes into it. So it's December, it's a few days before Christmas, it's Monday, and Christmas Eve is Saturday, which is really exciting. And it's our off season, so December, so it's like October, November, December is basically our off season, and by off season I mean we only have a few gigs a month, and maybe some members of our team aren't working because there's just not enough to go around, and people are sort of busy with school, and then they're busy getting ready for the holidays, and it's a really busy registration time for people taking other types of classes and stuff like that. So it's always been our off season, which is really funny because living in Canada, people think our off season must be the winter time, but actually from January until about April we are totally slammed, especially in February and March. We're going to be really busy, tons of public bookings, tons of group bookings, parties, stuff like that. End of April, part of May tends to be a little slower because things are winding down, like university students are getting out and stuff, and people have exams, and school's starting to wind down, and then June is the last month of school for public school kids here. And when that happens, it's just like hits the fan, everything gets busy again. June, July, August, crazy again, slow time again, October, November, December. So I've been really enjoying having a little bit of break. I've been working really hard on restoring my hair. As you can see, I think I'm almost ready for a haircut, which is exciting. I've been using the Monat stuff, which has been fantastic for helping me grow my hair, hitting the gym, doing all the things that I can't normally do when I'm busy. I showed you my tattoo last time, I'm pretty sure. I'm really excited to have work done on that. I've been doing some freediving training, all kinds of cool stuff, and just getting caught up. It's so amazing. And it sort of worked out well because most of you who do follow me know that I've been running Mermania, which is a mermaid convention that's going to be happening in January in North Carolina. I've been running it remotely from Canada, and then I will be facilitating it in person. I'm also going to be doing some workshops. I'll be co-directing a workshop on safety, and I'll also be helping Sean. He's going to be doing a merwrangling workshop all on his own, but he's kind of going to use me for like demonstration purposes to like show picking up a mermaid and helping them put their mermaid tail on and different aspects and stuff like that. So that's going to be really cool. We have amazing special guests lined up. I'm so excited. We have a Fathoms Below ball. We've had some amazing sponsors who have stepped up, and Finfolk sponsored our mixer, and Mer Taylor sponsored our ball, and we've had like some smaller tier sponsors like My Girls the Filthy Mermaid, loving it. It's been so much work. It has been so crazy, so insane. And last week my friend Vanessa came back into the fold, which is so exciting. Vanessa had to take a little break because her home flooded. If you've seen the news in Louisiana this spring, there were terrible flooding, and she lost her home, and she's been out of her home, had to relocate to family members until her home is finished being fixed, because of course water damage, mold, all that stuff, insurance. So like her home had to be gutted and just totally, you know, remade from the ground up. And Vanessa understandably had to step away from the convention in order to handle that stuff. So she's back, and I love her, and I'm so excited to be working together with her again, and we are just like plowing through the Mermania stuff, getting so much done, but it is just like, I can't even explain how much time and energy and money goes into these conventions. It's crazy. I'm really happy though because we have doubled the people who are coming this year. We've also doubled the budget. So last year we had a deficit, and this year we should be breaking even, and that's really a lot in part to the ticket sales and the sponsors, which is amazing. Just can't thank the sponsors enough because without you this wouldn't be happening. And it's really just a place for MERS to come. You can get a little bit of professional development, you can work on your portfolio, you can network with other people, but you can also socialize and have some fun and just be with like-minded individuals. And it was a lot of work because earlier on in the year when I started working on it, I suffered a concussion, and that was really difficult, and I'm still actually dealing with like the whiplash in my neck, and then on days when I'm really stressed, like the concussion symptoms kind of like come out with like mental fog and having trouble talking and stuff, and yeah, it is what it is. And just, you know, I was working full-time and running the mermaid school and running our business, and it has just been kind of crazy trying to get all this stuff done, but it's happening, it's coming together, it's going to be amazing, and I'm really excited. So last time I talked to you, I said that I was going to be going to a dinner, and I did. I met our new friend Axel. Hi Axel, if you're watching. So Axel is like a diver, free diver. He does all kinds of really cool work in the industry, and he does amazing photography. I've actually got one of his books here that he gave Sean, which was really cool. So Axel took us out to dinner, and he told us all these amazing stories about diving, like all around the world, and all the crazy stuff he's done, and like actually like finding treasure and stuff, and it's crazy like the lives people live. And he's a globe trotter, so he has lived like everywhere and traveled everywhere. It's so cool. And of course he's traveling to Canada when it's like freaking freezing cold, so it's not the best time to like go swimming. So anyway, he brought his girlfriend up with him as well, and they were visiting in Canada. They were here for just a few weeks. He bought my books, which was like super sweet, and he gave them as a gift to his girlfriend. And after we had dinner and we got to know him, we went out and gave his girlfriend a lesson in one of our fin fun tails, and took her to the pool, and it was a lot of fun. And for me, I did a little bit of work practicing in the she creature tail that we own, because the she creature tail is super de-duper floaty. It is really difficult to manage in the water, really hard to swim in. A lot of people buy these she creature flukes and end up having to sell them or modify them because they're just there. So I went to grab the she creature so you can see how big it is. It is so heavy, ginormous. Look at this. It's nuts. It used to be the biggest fluke that Marbella's made. So the deal with this tail is it can be tricky to use because this really floats and drags. The monofin stops here. The rest of this, just drag, just silicone. So people who are all on the internet judging, being like, man, why don't they swim better in that tail? Well, you can just eat your words because you've never tried it and you don't know how hard it is. This is so different than having a bigger fluke that might have like a competitor inside it. So like I bought this tail used. That's, you know, it came as is. So if I was commissioning one like this, I'd probably have a competitor in it because it is just too crazy. So anyway, Axel, we took him, we did some videos and pictures, and I did a little advertisement for the Filthy Mermaid, and did a little advertisement for my favorite podcast called Sword and Scale, and that was really fun. And I just practiced a whole bunch with this. I had to put in like 20 pounds of weight to be able to sink. So I was about neutrally buoyant at like 15 or so, but I needed 20 if I actually wanted to sink and stay on the bottom. And even then, I was still kind of floating, right? So in order to get like the right kind of dolphin kick with this one, I needed to have like all of that weight in it. It's crazy. So like I feel for those wiki-wachi mermaids when we lent them this tail to use for the calendar, like, and they needed handlers to keep them from like floating away. I totally got it. So yeah, I had to do practice with it because I was going to have a gig with it later, and I needed to make sure that I was comfortable in it and felt safe and like capable of swimming in it. Victoria uses this one a lot. It really looks gorgeous on her, and it doesn't get enough love. It's kind of like a wonky size. Like I said, we bought it used, and it doesn't quite fit any of us right. So for some people it's like a bit too big in the hips and the butt, and for other people it's a little too short. And then for other people like my sister, who is like a skinny stick, it's just might as well be a sleeping bag on her because she's so skinny and it's so big, and she'd have to wear like snow pants inside of it to fit in it. So anyway, it's a great tail. So we had that fun time with Axel. We did all that fun stuff. We did pictures with him, video. I did the other videos, and then like I said, I did a gig in this one. And when I did a gig in this tail, I wore my blonde wig, which was kind of cool, and the gig was really cute. And like something, I was like trying to swim in this tail, and something was like inside the tail moving around. And I was like, what the hell is this? I'm trying to swim. I'm trying to figure out what is in the tail. And my cats are kind of known for going inside the tails, and I was worried that maybe it was a cat toy and that I would like hear some jinglies or something. So like I'm doing this gig, but whatever's in the tail is like driving me nuts. And I'm swimming around, and then finally I reach in and I pull it out without anybody looking, and it's this big wad of duct tape that the cats must have like got inside, and I didn't notice it was in there because it must have gone like past the foot pockets or like gotten trapped somewhere, and then when I started swimming it came out and got trapped in my legs, and it was like super annoying. It was a really fun gig though. I had a really great time. The kids are really well behaved. I gave them rides on my back, and they loved the tail. And it was really cool. Like I had this gorgeous top that goes with it that I wore, and I felt really pretty. And every time I post pictures of myself with this tail on, people think it's a new tail, even though we've had it for 2 years and I've done tons of photos with it, and Victoria's done tons of photos with it, and some of the other girls have tried it. Like people are always like, oh my god, new tail, new tail. And I think it's just because they're used to seeing me in the orange tail, right? So my orange tail is getting some repairs done. I totally blew out the waist, so the waist is being replaced, and I'm repainting it and all kinds of stuff, and I just haven't had time to do anything with it. It's probably gonna be shelved until Mermania, and then I'll get at it. But yeah, it's just been fun using the She Creature. Ooh, if you don't know what She Creature is in reference to, you can Google it. It's actually a really fun horror movie, and there's two. One is like really old, and then one is from like 2004, I think. I really like it. It was cool, and I just love that Raven like sculpted such a cool thing. And this is actually one of her older tails, so it doesn't have drainage because it's an old one. So that's part of why like the fluke is so crazy. And you know, we studied this tail in the Aquatron, and it is our heaviest tail. It has the most drag. It is like, they measured it with a with all these different tools, like an accelerometer and stuff, and it definitely moves the slowest and definitely has the most drag and stuff, but it also is like so floppy when it moves. Like it's just like, it's really gorgeous. Just look at that iridescent color. I love it. It's so heavy. It's so heavy. Hey, say hi. This is Luna. She's always being a butt when I'm making videos, and she tries to jump in them. You say hi to everybody, Luna. Say hello. Hello. I'm a mermaid kitty, and I don't like being on camera. But I keep making noise when the camera's rolling. Alright, so I did the She Creature gig. Oh, and as you can see, I had a new monofin arrive. I stuck it up there so I remember to show you. This is a Finis Rapid. It's great. It's bigger than the one in my mini splash tail. I like it more because it fits my feet better and it has better push, and this is sort of like my ideal monofin. Between this and the competitor I swim the best with. Anyway, I got it for training with my freediving mentor Jared. Hey Jared, how you doing? And that's been a good time, so yeah, I love it. It's great. Can't wait to hit the water with it. You may have noticed that Mermaid Linden is now selling tails that go with her monofins, which are really cool. You can see them on her website. What else have I been up to? Let's see. I did another party for these amazing clients of mine who actually help treat my chronic pain. I go for sensory deprivation floats, and they're amazing. And I know it kind of sounds weird to people, and maybe I'll do like a vlog like just about that, but they're such a cool thing and they help me so much. And anyway, this family hired me for their granddaughter's birthday, and I don't want to say too much because, you know, people's privacy and stuff, but let's just say that she's had a really difficult year and her dad's not in the picture anymore, and she's lost a little bit of imagination, and she's just kind of sad and, you know, lethargic. And anyway, so we did this party, and it was a dry land party, and I brought all my educational stuff, and I brought all my nature box and all my cool things. And they had like a sensory room set up, and it was so cool. I've got videos of it. Like, it's just so neat.
Those kids who just can't go in the water,
yeah,
might help you guys out.
Look at this. This is the sensory room at the Compass Rose. This is where I'm doing my gig today. We're gonna do a dry birthday party. Do a little wave there, Shawnee. I don't know if we can see me or not. And so I'm doing this party, and this little girl starts off, and she's so shy and she's so quiet and she's not really sure what she thinks of everything. and then she's just totally all in. She completely loves it, and she's having the best time ever, and she's like thanking everybody and saying like, this is the best party, and it was so cool. So I did like a little workshop, and then I gave them little makeovers and put like mermaid hair in and sparkles, and the little brother wanted like pirate stuff, so I have like little mustaches I give them and like eye patches and things like that. Under the sea, that's where fish pee. No, I don't think maybe that's not how it goes. Can you press blue? And so we had that, and they had a ball pit in the sensory room, so I got in it to be funny, but then I couldn't get out and had to have like Sean pick me out. At this party. What? I'm in the bubbles. I hope I don't get careful, don't whack. Be careful, don't whack. Don't whack. What happened? I didn't whack you, but maybe I could. Look out, man. Look out. Look out. Hey, don't kick at me.
That's adorable. That is adorable.
We got some pictures in front of the Christmas tree and stuff like that, and it was just really adorable, and it really just like touched my heart because it made such a positive difference for her. And I don't do parties like that much anymore because dry gigs are kind of a lot of work, and the mini splash is a great tail, but it hurts my feet because the monofin is too small for me, so it's a little hard to wear after a while. And just, yeah, you know, like, I find it hard sitting for dry gigs because of my chronic pain, and I'm going to do a video where I talk about the force that mermaid tails put on our body. And if you've read my blog about fitness, you know that there's actually detrimental things that mermaid tails do to your body, and if you're someone who's got an injury or an illness or chronic pain or something, it can make it worse. So I do have a hard time doing my dry gigs because it does cause me a significant amount of pain compared to water gigs. So I tend to be very picky and choosy when I'll do them, and a lot of times Nessie does really great dry gigs, Kristen does really great dry gigs. And I gotta tell you, she was so funny when we got together with Axel, like I was talking about that just a little while ago. She hadn't gotten to be a mermaid in a while because Kristen is also a teacher, and she's also a circus performer and instructor, and she has just been like crazy busy. So she hasn't put a tail on since like I think September. And anyway, she put it on and she was just like, yay, mermaid, mermaid, mermaid. She was just so happy to be a mermaid. It was so cute. So that party was great. Kristen was great. So then you may have seen on my Instagram or my Facebook or my YouTube that I got to be in a commercial. So this was a really cool thing. It's not mermaid related, but I'm going to tell you about it anyway. I do a lot of work in film and TV as a mermaid. And when I'm doing that, people come to me and hire me. I don't audition, I don't do anything like that. They've seen our body of work, or they know someone else we've worked with, so they come with us they come to us and they want to hire us, and that's really awesome. But that being said, I don't have a huge amount of experience doing auditions. I used to act when I was a teenager, and I did a lot back then, but so much has changed since I was a teenager. Like, I'm 31 now, like, that's like half my lifetime ago. So much has changed. That was like before Facebook or anything. So, my friend Steve, who some of you may know as Mer Wrangler Steve, he fills in for Mer Wrangling sometimes, and he does the Girls Empowerment Workshop with us. Steve was like, hey, I saw this casting call and they want an adult with braces, sparkle, sparkle. And he's like, you know, they want a girl and they want her to be like 20s or 30s and, you know, kind of grown up and braces. So I'm thinking like, that's kind of cool. Like, you know, casting calls for braces don't come around very often, so maybe I'll check that out. So he hooks me up with this email, and I emailed the guy, and I need to send him headshots, and I don't even have any professional headshots anymore. Everything I do is mermaid work. So I had to send him like cell phone selfies, which is super unprofessional. Don't do that. Get your headshots done. But I literally had nothing, and I saw the casting call 12 hours before they were shooting. So I'm figuring I have nothing to lose. I might as well just send in the cell phone selfies 12 hours before they shoot. So I send it in, I send him an email. The guy's name is Kevin, he's really cool, and he says, yeah, you know, we'd love to have you come and audition. How about you come at 4:30, which was cool. I had appointments that day, I go for my appointments. I come home, the bus was terrible because of the weather, it's pouring rain, so I'm thinking I'm gonna take a cab to the studio because I don't want to be soaking wet and look disgusting, and I also don't want to be late if I take the bus. So, you know, Sean has the car, and Sean's at his job all day, and, you know, we only have one car. So, anyway, I get a cab, and the cab driver is super amazing nice dude, like super nice guy. and he's talking to me and he's like, oh, you're gonna get this commercial, you're gonna get it, I can just tell, like, you've got the perfect personality for it, your bracelets look great, it's you know, you've got like a great way with your body, I totally think you're gonna get it, don't worry about it, you're great. And I'm thinking, well, if the cab driver thinks I've got it, I'm good. So I show up to the place and it is piss pouring rain and it's freezing cold rain, and I'm just wearing like dress shoes because all I have right now are winter boots or sneakers, and I figure I can't do either of those for an audition, so I'm wearing dress shoes. I'm used to wearing a mermaid tail, I don't own a whole lot of shoes, okay? So I go in and like this place is like abandoned. There's like nobody there, there's nobody at the front door, there's like nothing, and I'm walking through like, hello, hello, and like I arrived early and my audition's like still in like 10 minutes or so, but I'm like texting Steve and I'm like, Steve, what the heck is going on? Like, what is this place? Da da da. And he's not answering me, and I find some people in the office and I'm like, hello, I'm here to see a guy who never gave me his phone number but told me that this is where I need to come for an audition, and now that I'm saying this out loud, it sounds really sketchy. So anyway, they figured it out that the studios had actually moved and the email I had been sent still had the old studio address. So they said, oh, you know, it's like 10 minutes up the street. You know, we'll call him for you, like we know him, so we'll call him and let you know that you're going to be late, and it shouldn't be a problem. Like, they gave you the wrong address, so it shouldn't be a problem. You just go ahead. And I'm like, gee, this is not how I want to make an impression. I don't want to be late, and it's pouring rain out, and I've gone to the wrong place, and I'm already getting wet and cold. And so I go outside and I'm like, there's no way, I look it up on Google Maps, there's no way I can walk there in time. I'm gonna be late no matter what I do, so I might as well call a cab again. That first cab cost me like 25 bucks. So I'm just like, oh, I have to call another cab, this is gonna take forever. And of course it does take a really long time to get there. And I'm late, and the cab gets me, but he's good, and he gets me there, and I give him a little tip, and it's like another 10 bucks later or whatever, so we're good. I get there, and there's nobody at the front desk. And I can hear the guy who I think I'm supposed to be meeting with, he's talking with someone else down the end of the hall. And they're just far enough down the hall that I don't feel like I can walk in and be like, hello, I'm here for the audition. You know, like I don't want to interrupt him and be rude. I don't know if this is another actress he's talking with or a coworker or what. So I'm just kind of standing there and I'm like, nobody's coming. I'm looking at my watch and I'm like 15 minutes late for this audition, and he's talking away, and I'm like trying to get my zipper off my coat and it gets stuck, and then I'm kind of like stuck with my coat and I'm trying to get that open, and it's just like, I'm like, heart's just going like this, and I just keep trying to remind myself like, it's okay, like this is just a spur of the moment thing, you don't need this work, it's a fun experience, if you get it, you got it, if you don't, you don't, you've got plenty of mermaid stuff to keep you busy. Big breath. Try to be brave, go in, down the hall, and I'm like, hi, I'm here for an audition. He's like, oh yeah, come in. And anyway, his name is Kevin, and I've got him on Facebook now, so hey Kevin. So Kevin takes me in, and we're chatting a little bit, and I still don't know what the commercial is for. And like I said, it's been years since I did an audition. So I thought like, oh, he'll give me a script or something. He didn't. He got me to do some improv. And so I was improvising that I was at a coffee shop, and I'm like, drinking my coffee and like working on the computer, and I gotta keep smiling and showing my teeth, which is really weird for me because I never smiled before. If you have seen my pictures before I had braces, I had absolutely horrific shark teeth. I had like snaggletooth, 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 snaggletooth. I had to have 4 teeth pulled out to make space so that I could have braces. I had to have an appliance. That's why I have cheekbones now. I never used to. I used to have a pumpkin face. And like before braces, it was just brutal. But the idea of the commercial, you know, in my mind, what I'm trying to channel is like, you're an adult and you finally got braces and this is a good thing and you can feel confident. So I'm trying to be sincere and just smile sincerely and like, yeah, okay, I'm a little nervous about smiling, but hey, I got braces and my teeth are getting there and I feel good and they're coming off soon. So I'm doing my whole thing, and Kevin and I are getting this really great rapport, and then we get into the topic of the mermaid conversation. So like, the audition probably lasts all of 10 minutes. The talking about mermaids lasts for like half an hour, and before I know it, Kevin is like, we need to make a documentary. Let's make a documentary. Like, send me your schedule, send me your stuff. Where are you going? What's going on? Let's make a documentary. And that was super exciting for me. So I'm just like, okay, well, you know, I've had a lot of people approach me about documentaries, and they don't really ever seem to get off the ground, or in the end, we're not the right fit for it or something. And it's, you know, I try not to get my hopes up. But Kevin's like right on there, and so I did look him up when I got home, and he's done some amazing projects, and I'm like, dude, this is someone who's going to follow through on this. This is exciting. And you know, I get home, and he's like, okay, well, we'll tell you tomorrow if you got the part or not. You should hear by like 3 o'clock or something. So I go to Sean's dad. Sean's dad owns a wind company, wind farms. He owns multiple wind farms, which I love. Sustainable energy, yeah. I love that this stuff is in my family. So I'm doing some work for him, like scanning some documents and stuff like that, and my phone buzzes, and it's Kevin. And it's big email about mermaid stuff. So I'm like, oh, okay, well, I must not have got the commercial because it's 3 o'clock and he's emailing me and he's just telling me about mermaid stuff, and that's cool. Like, well, I mean, I didn't get a commercial, but I might have a documentary, and I have this really cool contact person that we're going to talk to now and do mermaid work with, so this is, you know, good stuff. And then like half an hour later, I get the call that, oh, actually, you did get the commercial, woo! So this was really cool. So again, like, I haven't done anything like this since I was a teenager, and all the filming work I've done so far has been mermaid stuff, so I'm in a lot of control when I'm doing the mermaid stuff. I do my hair and makeup, I do my costume, I do the stunt work, we have our safety people, we have our insurance. Like, I'm kind of used to having a lot of control, so you know, this is just like you're in a commercial, it's for insurance, you're having a conversation with a friend, and you're showing off your braces, and I'm like, okay, I can be a human, I can do this, I can act like a human, wait a minute, I am a human, so I can do this. So the day for the commercial comes, and I go, and they do my hair all cool, and my makeup, I did my makeup actually, and they just sort of touched it up, and I had like a cute little outfit to wear. And I met this really great guy, and he's my co-actor, and literally we're just like at one of my favorite restaurants. It was the exact restaurant that Axel took us to, which was like serendipitous, right? So anyway, my friend and I were acting, and we're just giggling, and they're not going to record our audio for part of it, so they're like, oh, you can talk about whatever's going to make each other laugh. So I just start telling this dude mermaid stories, and you know, I'm like getting right into it, and I've got my coffee cup, and I'm like, yeah, and like, and then one time this crab went down my bra and pinched my boob, and it was awful, and we're like laughing back and forth, and it's so great. And then I look around, and like the whole crew is like laughing and listening to the mermaid stories. It was great. And I ended up knowing like 3 people in the crew. Like, one woman had followed me for a long time, another guy was the fiance of a friend of mine, another guy is a local photographer I knew. So what a small world. It was just so serendipitous and crazy, and had a lot of fun. And it was, now I'm going to be in this commercial, and it's going to run for a year, and it's about, you know, adults getting insurance so they can do things like braces, which I'm totally all for. Like, get insurance. I have everything in my life is insured. All of our mermaid gear is insured, my cats are insured, my debt is insured, like everything is insured. So this was actually kind of cool for me because I believe in it. I'm selling something I believe in, right? So that was a lot of fun. Shortly after that, we took Axel, we met him at the airport, and that's where he gave us his catalog book of amazing underwater photography. It's like such amazing stuff in here, and he gave Sean a DVD to help him out, and yeah, it was just really great, and I had so much fun, and it's just been a crazy couple weeks. So this week we're going into Christmas, and Fishmas, as I like to call it, and we've got a lot of family stuff going on. I'm going to visit with my 91-year-old grandfather. He's actually moving closer to me, so I'm going to get to visit with him. We had some sad stuff happen yesterday. A cousin of Sean's passed away after a long battle with breast cancer, and we really thought she'd make it through Christmas, but she didn't, so that's really sad. So if you know Sean and you want to send him a message or send him some love, I'm sure he'll appreciate that. And you know, it's just sort of difficult time. We're quite worried about that end of his family with Christmas and everything coming around, but we're gonna do our best to visit our family that are here and have some fun. I'm gonna go see Star Wars, I can't wait. And Moana, I can't wait. And Passengers, I can't wait. So many great movies, it's gonna be good. And really, it's just like we have a couple of gigs in January that we're working towards, private gigs and also some public gigs, and then it's just Mermania. So it's gonna be a phenomenal time, and I can't wait. And that is the past couple of weeks in my life as a professional mermaid. Things are just gonna get nuts, and you can follow me at the following websites to see everything that I've got on the go. Follow me on Instagram, Facebook, Twitter, all that good stuff. Check out Mermania if you're in the area. Definitely come. North Carolina, Greensboro. It's gonna be lit. Great time. Is that what the kids say? Lit? I don't even know what that's supposed to mean. Like lit on fire? The roof is on fire? That's what we said when I was a kid. It's really hot in here. I don't know, man. I'm starting to date myself. Starting to feel just a little old. So thanks for watching my video. I'm really super thankful for all of my fans. Love you. Have a fantastic Fishmas. I'm gonna try and get another video in before New Year's, but if I don't, I hope you have a happy New Year's too.